I love going to buffet restaurants, and I always wondered, does paying more money mean better food in Korea? Today I'll be going to 3 different buffet restaurants. One priced at $5, another one at $15, and the last one at $60. How much better does the food get? Do we really get what we pay for? Well, I'm gonna show you guys today. But let's begin by finding a $5 buffet. Does it even exist? Well, thankfully, it's not rare to find a buffet restaurant that's under $5 in Korea. Usually operated on a small scale, these home-style buffets can be great for some people. Not gonna lie, they tend to be mediocre at best, but I found this amazing place that had so many great things on the menu. It was so popular that I had to wait until the restaurant wasn't too crowded. Priced at $5, this buffet is about as affordable as it gets in Korea. So they have this military-style food trays here, but I'm not gonna use a metal tray because it reminds me of the painful days of being abused in the military. Instead, I'll just take the plastic tray and feel nostalgic about being a happy little boy. But wait, I was abused as a child too! Okay, back to the food. They had white rice and black rice. And they had a lot of Korean traditional side dishes. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Korean side dishes, but the food's condition here looked extremely fresh. So I was kinda stoked to try these Korean foods that I normally don't eat. Most importantly, they had 제육볶음, which is a marinated spicy pork dish that I really like. Now there's a little surprise in this restaurant, but we'll come back to that. First, check out my humble food tray with the Michelin style level plating. Just gorgeous, right? Now it's not rare to find an affordable lunch buffet in Korea, but the problem that they often have is their more expensive dish, like meat dish, tend to be low in quality. But this place, 1, they have the meat dish. 2, it tastes amazing. I think I'm already liking this place. These are anchovies. I haven't seen this a lot outside of Korea, but we kill the little ones and we consume them as babies. No, Mr. Jimmy, don't eat us. We're only like 5 days old. Sweet and crispy. You guys might also find it bizarre that we have black rice. Does it taste different? Not really. Can't forget about some good American sausage. Oh, and this fish cake. I'm gonna make this lettuce wrap with this meat. Maybe throw some rice in there. Maybe even some anchovies in there. How about I throw this Korea leaf in there too? Now I like meat to begin with, but their marinated spicy pork, above and beyond what I expected. I wish somebody in this world thinks that about me. Probably never happened. Thank God I don't have to be impressive to have my food here. I just need $5. I was super happy with the simple yet clean and tasty Korean food that they had here. But like I was saying earlier, there's a very pleasant surprise in this restaurant, and it's the fact that there's a little cooking station. Here you can cook some eggs on the frying pan, and more importantly, Korean instant noodles. And of course, all of these are already included in the buffet. I wouldn't normally eat instant noodles while there's freshly prepared food, but just to make you guys jealous, I'll make one. I'm sure most of you guys have tried this, but making Korean ramen is extremely easy. First, you gotta boil the water and put lots of anger in it. Because us Koreans have a lot of built up anger, but we never express it in a healthy way. Might as well put that in there along with these packets. Of course, you gotta put the noodles in there, and all you have to do now is to wait for the noodles to get cooked. But you see guys, I like to feel special. That's why I'm going to do this amazing thing to my ramen, and that is adding an egg. This is going to add a nice flavor and some much needed protein. I personally don't like to break the yolk, and I also don't like to fully cook it. And that's looking like it's ready. Now I can just bring it to my table, and I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it. Yes. A perfectly cooked instant noodle and some Korean buffet? Oh god, what have I done to deserve this? So the way I like to have my instant noodle, by getting some of the kimchi, throw it in there, grab some noodles with it. It doesn't get more Korean than this, my friends. Kimchi and Korean instant noodle, they're like meant to be together. Kind of like me and my favorite K-pop star. Just perfect together. By the way, my favorite K-pop star is Ailey. You guys should listen to her. And look, this is why I didn't fully cook the yolk. Imagine how nice this is going to taste now. I was actually so grateful that I'm able to have this much food for only $5. Isn't this such a great value considering the time that we live in? You guys know what I also like to do with the ramen? It's not just me, a lot of Koreans like to do this too. I like to scoop up some rice, throw it in there. Now I understand that it doesn't look very appetizing to some of you guys, but let me tell you, Koreans love doing this. Maybe I'll even throw some kimchi in there. Oh, look at that. Oh. I don't live that close from here, but if I do, I'd be coming here every day. Because just like many of you guys, times are hard for me right now and I'd like to spend less money on food if possible. By the way, when you're at a buffet, be a decent person and finish the food.
네.
감사합니다. 그냥 너무 싼데요?
그래요?
네.
저희 많이 오른 거예요. 저희 옛날에 4,000원부터 시작을 해가지고.
돈 많이 버셔야 되는데.
안녕하세요.
네, 안녕히 계세요. Well, if this is what you get for $5, what can you get for $15? So guess what? I'm here to get the $15 buffet, and today I'm joined by a special friend.
Some of you guys may know, she's the part-timer that I met at a convenience store. Today I asked her for some help filming this video. Just to be clear, it's not a date. So we came to this place called Ashley Queen's. It's a franchise buffet restaurant in Korea, and their lunch buffet is $15 per person. Unlike the first buffet, they have a variety of food from different parts of the world, such as sushi, pasta, and traditional Korean food. Now, I think it'll be a bold claim to say that they do everything well, but they definitely have the volume, giving me a plenty of options to choose from.
I'm gonna get some of this stir-fried spicy pork. I want some of that pizza. Sweet and sour pork. That sounds really good too. Look, this tofu looks really awesome too. Oh, that looks really good. Fried eggplant? I love eggplants.
Now, my first impression was that the food didn't seem as fresh as they could be. Like, the deep fried food didn't feel like it was just deep fried, you know what I mean? But then at the same time, considering that it's a $15 buffet, they were acceptably fresh.
너무 귀여운 것만 먹는 거 아니야?
한국인이라면 떡볶이 먹어요.
아.
My friend Sunjin thought that the food was reasonably good.
사진 찍은 거야?
In 100% honesty, I felt like the foods were somewhere between 4 to 6 out of 10, 0 being absolute crap, 5 being acceptable but not good, and 10 being perfect like some work of a master chef. For example, their pizza and pasta tasted like they're about 2 notches below Pizza Hut, but it was still enjoyable. Now, I don't like to complain about food, but I feel like there are a few items that are just not at the right level. Like this chow mein that was pretty much just boiled noodles with barely any flavor to it. Well, if my Chinese ex was still here, she'd be very unhappy about this. She didn't like it when her culture was insulted, you know? But let's not be too negative, everything here is $15. And these days in Korea, you can easily spend $15 on any kind of meal. And I feel like the variety that you have is a value in itself. In fact, Sunjin really liked it too.
뭐가 돼지 같아? 아니야, 괜찮아.
There's definitely some nice things about this place, such as the soba noodles that I can make on the spot,
They should just offer me a job here.
and the Vietnamese pho that the worker cooks for you. They just add more fun to the experience. So how does that taste? Well, definitely not authentic, but it was alright. I've said this about Korea before, but just about every international food in Korea feels like they've been recreated by the locals. So don't expect to taste like where it came from. Just look at this taco section. First off, the photo looks like the K-drama version of how it is in real life. And also, how is this a taco? Well, I did my best to turn this into a distant cousin of a taco.
This makes me really miss America. 'Cause back in America, I used to live in San Diego and LA. You know, I love Mexican food. I'd go out in the middle of the night, walk into some random small Mexican restaurant, and I'd be like, these people that are working here, they definitely don't have the papers. I think I came to the right place. You know those amigos make the best tacos.
I'm sorry if I'm being a little insensitive, guys. It's just that I like my tacos to taste like they've been tossed over the border fences. Authenticity still matters to me, you know? Okay, what happens when you have an empty plate? Where do you put it back? Well, I'm gonna have to use this button and call my loyal servant. And there he is, my loyal servant. Wait, did I just assume the gender? Oh no. Thank God I'm not famous enough to get cancelled.
Alright now, get out of my face. Don't look at me like that. Goodbye. 이제 더 뭐 먹을 거야? 아 이거 봐. 저기다 빨리 얼굴 대고 마셔. 기다려봐. 내가 너한테 뭐 좀 만들어 줄게.
Here's a chance to impress a girl with my cooking skills. There's a waffle machine here. It's not my first time seeing a waffle machine at a buffet. I guess Koreans really like waffles.
뭐야? 왜 이렇게 쬐금해? This thing's freaking tiny. This needs lots of cream, okay? Lots of cream. 마음에 들어?
네, 너무 마음에 들어요.
Just another day impressing another girl.
Their desserts were okay. They're kind of nice to have, but I wouldn't sell them at a dessert shop, you know what I mean? They were enough to make me and my friend happy though. And of course, my Korean waffle was the best thing out of all of them, because I put my heart into it. Overall, for a $15 lunch, the place was more than enough to justify the price. And despite most of the food being mediocre, I really liked it because there were so many different kinds of food that I can get. And all of them were decent. So that makes me wonder, if $15 get me this kind of food, what happens if I spend $50? Well, let me show you guys.
Do you guys notice something different about me? Yes, I dressed up like a rich boy today. I'm going to this $50 buffet today, and I just felt like I have to make myself look right for it, you know?
We came to the Riverside Hotel in Seoul, and their Saturday lunch was actually $60. That's a lot more money than what I can afford, but thanks to the amazing support from you guys, I was able to come here with my dude friend.
I love my table. I feel so important here. Alright, should we go get the food? Let's go.
I'm dropping a massive amount of US dollars to be here, so this place better be amazing. And my first impression as I was walking around was that the food quality here is actually pretty impressive. For example, their sushi looked like something that you would get from a sushi restaurant. Let's compare that to the sushi from the $15 buffet. I mean, this is just mean. It's like putting me right next to a handsome K-pop star. They had a pretty legitimate looking Chinese food that even my Chinese ex might partially approve. Grill cooked barbecue meat. Pretty fancy Korean food like this soy crab. And my spirit food, pizza. They had a real pizza oven that I would normally find in a pizzeria, and just by that I could tell that they're not messing around with their food.
Holy shit, that pizza looks legit.
I would say they were clearly a few notches above the $15 place in both quality and variety. But you see guys, when something looks attractive to you, you gotta put it in your mouth for the taste trial.
So how good is the pizza here? You guys know I'm very particular about my pizza. Wow, not gonna lie, this is really great pizza. I have to say the pizza is like a very pleasant surprise. I think the pizza here is arguably as good as like one of those Italian restaurants in Korea. Not as good as mine, but it's really good. Some pumpkin tempura, gotta love that. Crispy as fuck, boy. So my friend got this mana potion. I'm getting this HP potion because I'm doing a strength build. Wow.
Oh yeah, I have to have their sushi as well.
So I'm about to try the sushi right here. Now sushi is typically expensive in any country. It's especially expensive in Korea. So if the sushi is good, I'm gonna walk away very happy. I'm pretty sure that's blunderfish. Wasabi. It's very good.
그냥 일반적인 그 초밥 프랜차이즈보단 나은 것 같아요.
맞아. Rice to fish ratio, pretty good. What happens in a lot of all-you-can-eat sushi restaurants is they squeeze the rice in there. The rice is massive and the fish is tiny. So the person eats a few pieces of sushi and you're already full. They're not doing that slimy business here. This is quality stuff, I like it.
They had some unique items too, such as the snails.
I don't think I'm a huge fan. I'm still gonna eat this. Hold on, Mr. Jimmy. You and me, we're the same. We're both slow, but we always walk forward no matter what. So we are like brothers.
I'm sorry guys, I like to talk to my food sometimes. It makes me feel less lonely. Now despite the place being pretty impressive, some dishes felt a little cheap in my opinion, like this freshwater eel.
So this is supposed to be really good for men's lower body strength. The kind of strength that I have enough of. But there's no such thing as enough of lower body strength, you know what I mean?
You know how you see certain things at a buffet and they look like a super skinny fashion model version of the food? This was one of them.
I haven't seen unagi this skinny. It's like paper thin.
And their grilled meat was ridiculously tough. For the amount of money that I'm paying, I expected something tender, you know? Or maybe I just don't deserve tenderness from people. I didn't know about it going in, but they also had a wine bar that was included.
Whoa, it's pretty dope. I feel like a prince or something. So my friend thinks their bread is awesome.
When a dude says he wants to butter some bread for me, how could I decline?
블루베리 딸기.
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 I like strawberry. I like girls that like strawberries too.
버터를.
Butter? Whoa.
Isn't this cute, guys? Some older gentlemen feeding each other.
Oh, that's fantastic to go with my wine.
How about some gelato as the dessert?
Salted caramel을 먹고 싶은데요.
Salted caramel.
네, salted caramel.
caramel.
감사합니다. You guys want to see all the desserts I got?
To be honest, I don't have a strong opinion on their desserts. They had some variety, pretty nice quality, but at the same time didn't feel like a work of art. Since I paid for my friend as well, the total came out to be $120. Isn't it funny? While other Koreans are busy creating generational wealth, I'm working on my generational poverty.
Oh, Jesus. I spent so much money just now.
So what do I think about the experience? Well, the more expensive buffet definitely provided more, but I didn't feel like the price difference directly reflected on the food quality. What do you guys think?
Anyway, I spent a lot of money today, so it would be fantastic if you guys can go ahead and watch my other videos, subscribe to me, leave a comment. Oh, and yes, you can join my membership right here. The benefits include being able to financially support your favorite person, Jimmy, directly. Okay then, goodbye my friends.